Join me as I challenge myself to boost my faith with daily spiritual practices for a whole month. Today, I want to talk about something that I think is really important for all of us who are on this journey of faith: daily spiritual strength. You know, it's easy to get caught up in our daily routines and let our spiritual practices fall by the wayside. But the truth is, having a strong spiritual foundation is what helps us navigate life's ups and downs with confidence and peace. So, let's dive in and explore what it means to prioritize daily spiritual strength in our lives. I think we've all been there. We start strong. We're all fired up about our faith, and then life gets in the way. We get busy, we get distracted, and before we know it, our spiritual practices start to fade away. It's hard to make time for prayer, for reading, for meditation, when we've got so many other demands on our time. And yet, it's in those moments when we need our faith the most. I know I've struggled with this myself, trying to balance my daily responsibilities with my desire to deepen my faith. It's a constant battle, isn't it? We've all had those days when we feel like we're just going through the motions, when our faith feels distant, when we're not sure if we're even making a difference anymore. It's like we're stuck in a rut and we don't know how to get out. And I think that's why it's so important to prioritize our daily spiritual practices, to remind ourselves of who we are, of whose we are, and of the purpose that drives us. But let's be real, it's hard to keep that momentum going, especially when the going gets tough. It's easy to let our doubts and fears creep in, to let the voices of criticism and negativity drown out the still, small voice of God. And that's why we need to be intentional about cultivating daily spiritual strength, so that we can stay grounded, so that we can stay focused, and so that we can stay faithful, even in the face of adversity. So, what can we do to boost our daily spiritual strength? Well, for me, meditation has been a game changer. It's a way to quiet my mind, to tune in to God's presence, and to listen to His whispers in my heart. It's not always easy, but it's worth it. Another practice that I've found really helpful is prayer. Not just saying prayers, but really praying, pouring out my heart, sharing my fears and doubts, and trusting that God is listening. I've also found that being part of a community of like-minded people has made all the difference. When we're surrounded by people who share our values and our passions, we're more likely to stay motivated, to stay inspired, and to stay accountable. And let's not forget the power of gratitude. Taking time each day to reflect on the things that we're thankful for, no matter how small they may seem. It shifts our focus, it shifts our perspective, and it reminds us of God's goodness and love. One of the most powerful experiences I have had in my own journey of faith was when I decided to take a 30-day spiritual challenge. I committed to spending time with God every single day, no matter what. And let me tell you, it was transformative. It wasn't always easy, but it was worth it. I started to see things in a new light. I started to feel a sense of peace and clarity that I'd never experienced before. And I realized that it was all because I was prioritizing my daily spiritual practices. I want to share with you a powerful story that has stuck with me to this day. I had a friend who was going through a really tough time. She had just lost her job, she was struggling with her health, and she was feeling lost and alone. But instead of giving up, she decided to turn to God. She started praying, she started reading her Bible, and she started attending church again. And slowly but surely, she started to see a change in her life. She started to feel a sense of hope, a sense of peace, and a sense of purpose. And it all started with her daily spiritual practices. In conclusion, I want to leave you with a challenge today to prioritize your daily spiritual strength. I know it's not always easy, but I promise you it's worth it. Take time each day to cultivate your faith, to deepen your connection with God, and to seek His guidance and wisdom. Remember, it's the small, consistent choices that we make every day that add up to make a big difference in our lives. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to share your own experiences in the comments below. If you're looking for more content on faith and spirituality, be sure to check out my other videos.